Hey, assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to perform glucose liquezyme on the Microlab 300. This is the Microlab 300. First of all, the one step is switch on the machine, and then it is asking for the flush of the flow cell. I want to skip it. Now I'm going to measures. As you see on the screen, it's showing what you want to measure. I just say glucose and it is asking because waiting for the stabilization, because I just switch on the machine. So I'll wait and now prepare the samples for the process. I'm going to show what is in the bucket, what is in the glucose kit. I'm using the Spectrum glucose liquezyme, which is a single reagent, and this is an endpoint method. So this is a 250 ml of glucose reagent, which is a single reagent. With that I have standard Spectrum standard, which is 100 milligram per deciliter in concentration in a 5 ml of water. Let's see. During process, the first thing which is very important is labeling. The first one is going to label as a calibration, which is going to calibrate the instrument, and the second one is a standard, which is run as a sample to check whether my calibration is correct or not. And from the number 3 you can start your samples. As I am going to tell you what is happening in the process of glucose liquezyme, which is an endpoint reaction with a single reagent. Basically, the principle of this is glucose is determined after enzymatic oxidation in the presence of glucose oxidase. The formed hydrogen peroxide react under the catalysis of peroxidases, which is a PAB, with the phenol and the 4-amino antipyrine to form a red-violet quinine dye as an indicator. Quinine dye is basically how much the concentration of glucose is directly proportional to the color change, which is a quinamide dye. Now I am going to choose the measure glucose. Press the enter. Ready for the blank. Press the zipper. As I already prepared the sample and rest is for the incubation. Now let's see what's happening to the sample. This is first one is my calibration, second one is a standard, which is run as a sample, and number 3 is my sample. You can see there is a huge change in the color. This is because this is an endpoint method, and in the endpoint method the concentration of the color changes is directly proportional to the concentration of the glucose present in the sample. So let's see what it is asking first. It is asking for the reagent blank. I always use the not always, but sometimes I use a distilled water as a reagent blank, like this. You can see. Let's see what's going to happen. Now next it is asking for the calibration. So I have a calibrators. Now push the button. Let's see. This is the graph of calibration, which is start from 100 milligram per deciliter are the units, start from 1 to 100. Now I am going to accept it. Now moving towards the standard, which is run as a sample to check whether my calibration is correctly done or not. Now let's see. You can see this is the concentration of 100 milligram per deciliter, and my results are 99, which is in acceptable range. Ideally you have the 100 milligram per deciliter, but this is acceptable. It means that my calibration is done properly, and now the results will be accurate. Now this is my sample, and I am going to run the sample. Now let's see. This is the result of my sample. This is 108 till 110. This is acceptable, as this is a fasting test, so the person is non-diabetic.